Morning all, how are we all doing? Sorry, I was just clearing my throat before I came on then. Morning Danny, morning Paul, morning Josh, morning Rodrigo, how are we all doing? So, it is Friday, yes, finally. Sorry, I was just on the support to Robo Forex when I came on, which I still am. Chat is so slow. Morning Evil, morning Gregors, how are you all doing? So Friday morning, markets have just opened. Today we have, what's going on? I'm on the wrong indices for a start. Clean break short DAX and FTSE today. Could do with two nice clean 5-hour breaks today. This week has been very frustrating. We've not had very good opens this week. I'm down a little bit this week. Not a lot, but it's annoying when you have a down week, but nothing you can do about it. But anyway, but yeah, been very whippy opens this week. So it'd be nice if we got a nice clean break and just went straight to 5R. Done. Let's just get the week back into profit. But yeah, anyway. Let me just say something to this man. You are welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with? No, thank you. It was great. Smiley face. Bye-bye. There we go. Just had a problem doing a withdrawal from Robo Forex. And now I feel really stupid. If you've got a Robo Forex account, well, I've just gone in to make a withdrawal basically this month because I tend to withdraw quarterly. And I panicked because the internal transfers link and the withdrawal link were grayed out with a little padlock next to them. Yeah, basically I was like, what's going on? I can't get my money out. So, and I've used them obviously before, no problem. So, yeah, basically went and chatted to the chat man and he came back and said, make sure that you are, there's a little blue selector on the right where you can select all of your accounts. And I've got quite a few accounts in Robo Forex. And I just happened to have a demo account selected in that little blue box where you select accounts. And he said, make sure you've got a live account selected because you can't make a withdrawal from a demo. Did I feel stupid? So yeah, little hint there. That's why. So yes, anyway, ignore that. Morning Virginia, morning AZ, morning Harold. Did you sort out the new subscriber audio? No, I didn't. No. I can't remember what it was. Morning Forex Fire. What was it what was it we were going to say? I can't remember. Something to do with bollocks, wasn't it? Can't remember what it was. We did the member stream yesterday and I said something and Harold suggested I make that the new subscriber noise. But yeah, no, I didn't do that. Morning, Bill. So if you're watching us on replay, leave comments in the section if you've got anything you would like to discuss or any questions about anything we cover. Member stream this morning is going to be a very off the cuff one. Bollocks selling a course. That's it. Morning, Jules. So morning, Bill. If anybody, so if anybody wants to come in the live streams this morning, the member section, we're basically just doing pretty much an open session today. It's going to be a Q&A session. We're going to do some live scalping, which I'm all set up for with the price action toolkit. So we'll do some price action scalping because it's price action week this week. We've been doing nothing but price action analysis stuff. So basically we'll just do some scalping this morning. And we're also going to look through the Monday close index strategy and look at the results, the backtesting results from that. And see if there's anything we can glean out of that and see if there's any way we can improve it because it's pretty good, but only in specific market conditions. So it needs some work, that one, I think, but we'll have a look. Euro odd, missed my TP by a pip, now gone the other way. I'm exactly the same as you this morning, Euro odd. I've got it open because I was just going to discuss it. So I got out and New Zealand. So starting off with, got out of New Zealand dollar CAD this morning. So this was a position trade from last week somewhere. So first entry was there on that drop. Second entry accumulated for 2 days. Third entry on the drop and got out today in propulsion. So the target was in the propulsion gap, looking for a bounce somewhere in here because they added to the position multiple times. So I'm assuming that the sellers are in control of the market here. So exit, very nice. That was about 0.6%, something like that. Euro odd, I got out of that one yesterday on Euro odd. Just in case this propulsion gap held up. So this is what I was looking at as being the current situation. The market was holding this propulsion area. So yesterday, just after I got out, it pulled back and then had another go at that level. And it did manage to get a little bit deeper, but it also got stuck. It dropped down today. So when it broke, so this is the story. And this is typical in trading, isn't it? My TP on this trade was here. Right? Price action showed me that we'd got down below that level. So what I decided to do was, oh, right, okay, excellent. It looks like we are going to break short. So I decided to move my TP down to here because I've already banked on it. Let's see if we can get some more out of it. Australian dollar might rally overnight, drive it down, and at least if I wake up and we're somewhere down here, I can close it manually. But if we get a big move overnight in Australia, I'll get out. So what's it do? Comes down and hits the original target I had set and bounces out. Trading. Never does what you want it to do. But yeah, so we'll see if this holds. So market structure is obviously very clearly bearish at the moment. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm already banked on it. But yeah, I've only got one position on, so I'm not really bothered. And Australian dollar is bullish. Euro is bearish. So there's absolutely no reason to be worried about having a short on this from a fundamental perspective. So I'm leaving it where it is. Morning, Wheats. Don't know if I said that right. Morning, Ismet. US dollar CAD still pumping. Well, it stopped pumping yesterday. We had a reversal alert yesterday. I think, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Just checking the price action. Yeah, that is the first reversal alert we've had in 8 days. So that reversal alert here is where we started the drive. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Sorry, that's the first reversal alert on the hourly time frame we've had in 6 days. So it's a 6-day rally basically. 6 days solid propulsion. So I'm hoping this is the retest today. So looking for retest short. Target for me is there at the moment, but I'll see what happens today. What I might do is just do a partial close with that order. So if we get a decent drop on the US today, we've got news today coming in, which we'll look at in a sec, on CAD and US. So if we get a decent drop today, what I'd ideally like today is the CAD to have positive news and the US to have negative news today, because that will give us an ADR. So if we can get an ADR, I'll probably close that one out somewhere around about here, and then I'll do drawdown control just to get the size down a little bit. And then obviously if it does do that, I can add it back on again. But, you know, the US dollar should be bearish. But yesterday, and we'll go through the news now, yesterday we had Fed members coming out saying that, here we go, open door to skipping a rate cut in November, bullish US. We had the SMB coming out saying that they're not going to go negative interest rates, again, bullish Swiss. But we had quite a lot of talk yesterday from Barkin and various members about it may not be necessary to drop quickly on the interest rates because yesterday's CPI numbers were a bounce. So we had a bullish move on CPI yesterday, which means it's not as important to drop interest rates quicker. I was really hoping these numbers were going to come out negative yesterday because that would have confirmed that 0.5% drop, which would have sent the market into a drop for the US, but it didn't. So we had bullish numbers yesterday, which obviously caused a little bit of an attempt to go long yesterday, but they couldn't do it because the market is so extended. They've been buying into an expectation of a CPI bounce by the looks of things, and they got it. They've done it. So in theory, you would expect them now to start to unwind that move. which hopefully they will. But when you look at it on, you know, higher time frames, it's a massive parabolic move with absolutely, look at this. This is the 5MA. It's been hugging this 5MA like I've never seen. Look at it. It's just relentless. So when you get an extension like this, think about elastic band theory. This is proper stretched. Yeah. The more you stretch it, the faster that happens, and the more aggressive that tends to be. So today's news, we've got US PPI figures coming out. They are forecast to be drops. If we get the drop, it gives the market a reason to do that. If we get lower than expected, so if we come out at zeros or 0.1s or lower, that's going to give them the opportunity to dump that. If at the same time the Canadian unemployment rate comes down, which it's forecast to go up, so if we get a 6.6 or lower, that's going to rally the Canadian dollar. So that would be perfect. Unemployment in Canada dropping, and the PPI figures coming out lower than forecast. Higher than forecast. Would be a negative move. Sorry, what I'm talking about? PPI. Yeah, sorry, we want the PPI figures to be lower than forecast. Yeah, unemployment. So we want unemployment to come down, and we want PPI to come down. Tick. There you go. So that's what we've got coming up today. We've had the GDP figures for the pound this morning. We've also got Michigan later, which doesn't tend to do a lot. We've had the pound figures today. No ADR hits, as you can see on the pound. There's not really any movement. We've had a little bit of a bullish move on that. So they came out as forecast, GDP. And GDP is a reactionary news event anyway. So GDP tends to move based on what else has been going on. So it's not a leading indicator, as they call it. So if you get a big deviation, we get movement, but really nothing happened on the pound today. So nothing much to look at today, really. It's a bit of a dead day. So you can see there's no ADRs there. We've covered what's coming up in the news. So that was Bostic saying about that. Then we had, I'm open to moving at one of the last two meetings if the data comes in as expected. So basically what he was saying is the market is forecasting a 0.25 to a 0.5 drop in the next meeting. What he's saying is I'm open to not doing anything in the next one in November. But if the data shows that we should be, I will do. Yeah, so it's the same old thing. We will watch CPI, we will watch PPI, we will watch the interest, we watch everything basically, and then we'll make a decision on interest rates based on data. Unemployment is one of the key ones at the moment. So coming out and saying basically at the end of the day, I'm going to be data driven, which is the usual thing. So, but it's interesting that he's more for skipping than not skipping, which is slightly bullish. But apart from that, overnight news, not a lot. Let me just quickly scan the Japanese. See if they're moaning about FX rates, because US dollar yen, we didn't get there yesterday, unfortunately. Remember I said we are really close to that 150 intervention level. Didn't get there. It was within ADR. It's still within ADR today. So I'm just interested to see if the Japanese have said anything overnight, moaning about getting too close. No, nothing there. So that's it for news over the overnight. Yeah, that's it. So there's your news. ADRs, excuse me, obviously nothing today so far. Weeklies we looked at, I think yesterday, Euro CAD extended on the weekly. That put a nice little push in down yesterday, back up at yesterday's high. Price action showing rejection again at yesterday's high, so might be a good looking opportunity for a short on this one. Not extended on the RSI, but it is a weekly RSI extension. You got a nice 3-bar reversal just gone in there on M5, so bears starting to take control of the market. If they get that reversal lower high, off you go. Pound CAD also extended on the weekly. That's looking pretty bullish at the moment, but nothing exciting there. We had the reversal yesterday and the retest. So this is kind of stalling out in this propulsion move, which is a break of that low. That was also an RSI extension yesterday, but you wouldn't really have got out on that spike, so you'd be in that still if you took it. Pound New Zealand already played out. I'm already out of this one, so I got out of this one yesterday. So this was a weekly range extension. I got out yesterday. Could have got a lot more today, but done. And US dollar CAD, as we know, this is extended on the weekly, obviously, and it's also a monthly. So this is also extended on your. Oh no, it's not monthly extension. Look at that. We are 1.1 pip short of getting a monthly extension on this one. So this is also now getting to the point where it's done its entire month's range. So this is October the 1st, yeah, the beginning of the month. Literally all month. We haven't stopped. So reverse alert has just gone in. That area there is your last kind of upside resistance that we could look at, which is pretty much where my next short would go on. I've gone 4 on already on this. But yeah, absolutely parabolic at the minute. I'd be very, very, very surprised if it can make that without a pullback. Could happen, but it's going to take some hefty bullish US news to do that, and I don't think we're going to get it. So hopefully this is where we're just going to start that correction. So M pattern going in beautifully now on the hourly. The other monthly we've got is New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and New Zealand dollar CAD, which we covered yesterday. So that started to play out. I'm long on that one. Target is up in propulsion here. So this was an H1 RSI extension. You've had multiple RSI extension signals on that this week, and it was an H4. That's why I'm in it, because of the H4 RSI. So I'm looking for that. Yeah. So in on that one, and what's New Zealand CAD? Yeah, New Zealand CAD. Obviously, I got out of that one today. So there you go. So there's your monthly RSI extension. Sorry, monthly RSI. Your monthly range extension and exit in propulsion. So all good. And just sitting in everything else. Morning, Danny. Harold, pound CAD. We'll do some testing on your strategy today as well on higher time frames in the members section at 9 o'clock. Because I didn't go around to doing anything yesterday because I'm ill. I just couldn't get anything done yesterday. Always blame it on man flu. Pound CAD. That's the likely outcome. Pound short, CAD neutral short-ish at the moment. So nice reversal. You're retesting at the moment. So looking for a profit take on that leg there. RSI extension on the hourly out of propulsion. So good looking short. Not the best in the world. I'm not in this. Didn't quite get extended enough for me. Last one I took was here, which played out nicely. So you're looking for a similar sort of move. This is either going to come and retest these lows and last month's low and break down, or we're going to come up and test that high. Not the best place in the world to take a trade because you're bang in the middle of potential high-low situation, but you are at previous resistance and it is finding resistance there. So short. And it's obviously extended on the hour, on the 4 hour, and you were extended on the hourly yesterday. So yeah, would be good. It may well come up and retest this area though. So obviously prepare if you get in short to scale in on the way up, bring your average price up, then you'll be extended on that entire leg and you'll be looking for a retracement on that leg. GC morning, waiting for an aggressive on pound CAD. Aggressive? How are you in? How are you in? How are you in? Anything that would need an aggressive on this? If you were In longs, you're out. If you're in short, you shouldn't be in until at least there. In which case, then you've only had about half an ADR of movement. How could you need an aggressive on that? This price action since the 11th of September, there's no way on earth, if you were long or short, you would have any positions on. You're flat. You're out. You've made money. It's impossible not to make money on that. How? I don't know where you are. Thanks for subscribing. Whoever just subscribed. Dog Trader. JP Morgan, earnings before market open, is it? Okay. Excellent. Is it? It'll be an earnings fortnight. Whoa, wrong one. Next week. So earnings fortnight kicks off next week. So we're in the preliminary sort of build up. We had Netflix after market. No, this is October the 18th. What am I talking about? Yeah, next week. Wake up. So yeah. So basically, we've earnings fortnight kind of kicks off next week, and then we go into earnings. So yeah, a potentially flat market period ahead. Used to be good. Earnings fortnight, but really not finding a lot of volume on earnings at all at the moment. Not enough to move the market anyway. Bizarre. Right. Morning, Shyam. I have porched your indicator. It's update 1 with the EA. I am stuck with gold from 2065. Can you give me some ideas? I have no idea what you just said. Sorry, I can't help. I have porched, which I assume means purchased. Your indicator, which one I have many. Update 1 with EA. Don't know what that means. I am stuck with gold from 2065. I'm not even sure I could put that in to Google and understand what you mean. Sorry. You're going to need to rephrase that one. Dances with Wolves. Morning. You are lovely as ever. Thank you very much. First time I've been called lovely. Right. ADRs we've done. RSIs we've done. US dollar CAD. No, but RSIs we haven't done, sorry. US dollar CAD extended on the hourly still. Extended on the 4 hourly. Still massively extended above that 80 level and embedded up here. We've had divergence on this, on the hourly for ages. But yeah, so nice potential pullback coming on that one. Cup of tea, anyone? Yes, please, Harold. You're just trying to get me to say things so that you can get clips, aren't you? CAD Swiss extended on the 4 hour. Really? It is extended on the 4 hour. It's not going anywhere though, so not a great opportunity there. We are making higher lows on that one and higher highs, so we're an upward channel. It is extended. Not best in the world. Aussie dollar CAD upside extension. So if this reversal alert here is going to hold, we have made a new lower low. So we're potentially looking for drop on this. Bullish Aussie though, however, and bearish CAD. So you can see this is actually bullish from a fundamental perspective, and obviously market structure is also very bullish on the higher time frame. So you're fighting the trend if you short that, but it could go either way. So there's not really any RSIs to look at today because US dollar CAD we've already looked at on the weekly extension, and monthly pretty much extension is almost hit as well. So all the same stuff really today. So it's about waiting for news today. We've got nothing exciting going on really until this afternoon. 2-hour break to the downside on the FTSE. Those wicks. I'm going to close that. I'm just going to take 1 and a bit R on that. These wicks, if anybody has been in the live rooms this week, the members streams this week, you'll know exactly why I'm taking that off. They ain't getting through that level, are they, at the minute? Pound DAX, we are testing this little area towards the end of New York yesterday at the minute. Really gappy market today, look. Not a lot of volume today. We're probably waiting for the PPIs to come in, but you can tell the market's got no volume when you're gapping. So that candle closed there, opened there. Candle close, candle open. Candle close, candle open. Close, open. So every time a new candle is opening, we're gapping in the market, which means there's no volume, which means they're having to go and find new price points to get orders filled. So very little volume. So you tend to get a lot of jerky, choppy price action when there's no volume. Doesn't mean it's not going to have direction, but not a great break either today. So where we are with the DAX, I didn't get out of the DAX yesterday, by the way, or the FTSE. So for those of you in the morning yesterday, those two hedges were hedges at the end of the day. Couldn't get out. There's no movement yesterday. Yeah, basically today's DAX really could go anywhere. Same with the FTSE. We're kind of stuck trying to find a directional bias at the moment. So this whole week really has gone nowhere. We had this down day put in. Sorry, that's Tuesday, isn't it? Just zoom out a little bit. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, yeah. So we started up here. We had a choppy day. We had one down day. Came back sort of halfway. Choppy day yesterday. So really movement this week, very much the same as last week. Markets are completely stagnant. There's no directional bias anywhere. So we are stuck. So banked 148 there. DAX is at the moment not moving. Morning precision. I purchased your indicator. I mean to say I'm stuck on gold, 20625. Okay. I don't, Shyam, you're not really telling me any information I can help you with here. You've bought my indicator. Which one? I have a lot of them. I don't trade gold. And if you're short, I don't know why you're short. I don't know what time frame you're trading. I don't know what strategy you're using. It's very difficult to sort of give you any help with anything because I don't know what you're doing. If you're trading gold short at the moment, I'd say you probably want to get out because the US dollar is going to drop quite hard soon, which means gold, obviously, because it's a US dollar cross, will pop. But I can't really help you with that. I haven't got any information. I don't know what you're doing. Right. That's all I've got for you this morning. There's not a lot else to cover today. I was going to go through basically... I'm not going to go through all the pairs, but there's nothing else to look at from an entry perspective. So all I was going to do today was just have a quick whiz through and look at where we are from a week perspective, what's gone on this week. So it's been a fairly good week. Bank 3.4. So I'm up 8% on the month already this month, which is good. So it's looking like at the moment it's going to be a good month. We need that US dollar movement though, because US dollar CAD is the only thing that I'm in that isn't really going anywhere at the minute in respects to coming back the other way. But yeah, it's been a bit of a undoing week this week. So that's all I was going to do really, was just have a whiz through everything and look at where we are in relation to where we were at the beginning of the week and that sort of stuff. So if you're trapped in a gold trade, just close it. Why bleed out? Good advice, Franco. Shyam, if you, I don't know if you're in the Discord channel, but if you're in the Discord server, you can always post. There's a section in the Discord server called help with trades. There, yeah. So you can always go into the Discord server and say, "I've got a problem." But you're going to need to give some info to everybody as to what you're trading, what the strategy is, etc., etc. Obviously, I presume if you're using one of my indicators, you're using one of my strategies. This month is green for me so far, Harold. Good one. Please help you with link. Go to the website. There's links flying past you all the time in chat, yeah? To the bootcamp, etc. On the website. There's a Discord link there, yeah, on the website. Right, so I'm just going to whiz through where we are with everything at the moment. So Aussie dollar CAD, obviously. So the biases at the moment for individual currencies, everybody is dropping interest rates, excluding the yen and the Swiss, because they're safe havens, so they're not as affected by interest rate moves. But everybody's dropping interest rates apart from the Australians at the moment. So the Australian dollar is kind of neutral to bullish because it's not dropping rates and inflation is bouncing. Everybody else is dropping rates, and we're now in a rate drop cycle, which means all those currencies are going to be weakening. However, obviously, they can't all drop because it's impossible for them all to go down at the same time because they're all crosses. So with something like the US dollar CAD, which are both reducing interest rates, obviously, one of them has got to be weaker than the other. Yeah, in this case, the Canadian dollar is weaker than the US dollar, which is why it's going up. But they are both dropping interest rates. So the biases on everything is kind of got a short bias, which makes everything kind of neutral really at the moment, apart from the Aussie. So Aussie dollar CAD, we just put a line at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Make sure I've definitely got that right. So as you can see, slight up week on Aussie dollar CAD at the moment. Aussie dollar pairs across the board pretty sideways as well. Not a lot of movement. So we've had some news with interest rates and things, but nothing exciting. So very little movement really. Any parabolic movement or anything this week. Let's get rid of that fib if I could grab it. So there's no real amazing opportunities out there on anything Aussie at the moment. I'm out of the Aussie New Zealand shorts this week, so I only had one trade this week, which is straight in, straight out. I did have a second one on that parabolic move, but I decided to get out of it just in case this just did a flag break, and all it's done is go sideways for 2 days. So again, the market very quiet at the minute, waiting for some news to come through. So there's nothing particularly exciting I can see on any Aussie pairs at the minute from a trading, from a levels perspective. There's nothing. We're just kind of sitting bang in the middle of potential ranges at the moment, so nothing exciting anywhere. Aussie CAD is obviously the only extension at the moment, potentially for a short. So you are again fighting that. So be a little careful. The yen pairs, no movement much this week. So all the yen pairs, as you can see, we've not really done an awful lot, especially something like the Swiss yen. But we don't know which way this yen is going to go at the moment. They're all doing the same thing, which is basically going sideways. So after that intervention, I think the market at the moment is just sitting there with the yen being neutral, and it's getting pushed around by the cross. So if you get a big strong move on the US dollar yen, the US dollar yen will go up, but it doesn't necessarily mean any other yen pairs will. So I think you're going to find that the yen is kind of sitting a little bit in a neutral zone at the moment, which is going to get pushed around by other currencies. So all the yen pairs, including the Aussie yen, very sideways week. CAD Swiss, you got a nice potential support coming up down here, so good for longs. Extended yesterday. That's an ADR yesterday as well. Look, what's ADR? 52. So yeah, I've got 60 yesterday. So we got an ADR yesterday. So you would have got in an ADR reversal yesterday. Lovely wicks to the downside there. Price action really screaming to a halt. So potential reversal opportunity there. At the moment, it looks like it's going bull to start with at the open, but We've got Canadian news this afternoon. So you've got a lovely weekly support. So that is the 2-week low. This candle here, where we opened on that week, that was the weekly high from last week. So you got that, and then you've got this monthly low down here. So this whole area down here is lovely support. And we have other levels here as well. So we know the market has been buying this kind of 62 area. So if we get down to here, anywhere in here, and this is all within ADR today, look. Yeah, so there's your ADR. So we got news coming on the CAD, which could drive it down today. But this whole area here is a great buy area. So it's extended on the hourly. Get down here, any reversal alerts that you see down there, longs. And obviously we're sitting in a range at the moment at here. So until this tells you otherwise, assume it's going to continue to range. Covered the yens. Euro odd. Had a short on that this week. So this was H1 and an H4 RSI extension entry. I got out here, pushed down, gave me a little bit more into propulsion. That was my original target, but I took it off early. So yeah, good like little short. And obviously we just 50% retracement. So it looks like we're starting to make that kind of movement. But if you scroll out and look at the financial, look at the fundamental bias on it, this is probably a pullback short. Aussie dollar long to neutral because they're not dropping rates. Euro are. So potentially good looking short. You could have, you know, this was the entry here. Look at that lovely M pattern that could just continue to drop. So if you're holding any long-term swing traders that are holding for weeks on end and months on end, we'll be getting in on this type of signal and shorting and staying short. Franco, are the pairs more likely than others to be susceptible to mean reversion trading? Are the pairs, what you mean Forex in general? I don't know. Forex is more manipulated than most other stuff. Currencies are more manipulated than stocks, basically. So therefore, you get more movement, which means that there is more mean reversion opportunity. Mean reversion strike rates tend to range from 60 to 80%. Trend and breakout strike rates are 30%, 35, 40 type thing. So yeah, it is more mean reversion. Kind of Aussie, New Zealand or Euro pound are bad for it. For mean reversion, the thing is, you can say that about anything. At the moment, yes. Look at these trades I've taken on the Euro pound. Yeah, they're taking ages. And they're a pain in the backside. But that's at the moment. The thing you have to understand about Forex is it changes all the time. So market conditions and market regime for every single instrument, regardless of whether it's Forex, current stocks, indices, commodities, whatever you're trading, it goes through different periods. There's only 3 strategies you can trade. We covered all this in the members group this week. And there's only really 2 market conditions, ranging or trending. There are millions of variations on that, and there's millions of variations on that. But at the end of the day, something is either in balance and has found equilibrium and happy trading conditions, or it's looking for a price to trade at. Those are the only two things it does. Some things do it more than others. So some instruments like the yen trend more than they range. Therefore, they're less better suited to mean reversion. Aussie, New Zealand goes into squeezes a lot more than other pairs, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You look at the Euro pound, sometimes it's a beautiful trender. Sometimes it's not. It changes. Market conditions change all the time. So there are some instruments that are better than others, yeah. But you know, it's all down to fundamentals. If you have a, for example, look at things like the US dollar CAD as an example. That's got a 5 and a 4.25 interest rate at the moment. If the US has a massive problem and they need to keep that there for a year, and these guys crack inflation and drop their interest rate to 2, yeah, the interest rate differential between these two means that this will become a trend monster. Yeah. We're used to that on US dollar CAD. But if the fundamentals say no, it will become what you know, so the market regime, market conditions will change. Volatility will increase and decrease based on whether it's more interesting or not to trade from a financial perspective. So things change all the time. This is why trading's so hard, because you go, I've got this amazing strategy on the US dollar CAD and it works brilliantly for 3 months and then it stops working. No, the strategy hasn't stopped working. The market conditions have changed and don't fit the strategy. That's what's happened. So it's a difficult question to answer because there's a billion variables that could impact it. So what I mean, example, US dollar CAD in my case, everything hits 80-20 RSI and flips. Yeah. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't, though. This is the thing. This is why trading is so hard. Sometimes it does exactly what you said. Yeah. I could go on doing this all day long, and hopefully it's sinking in why I trade the strategy I trade, yeah? But that got extended there. That didn't work for 2.5 weeks. That didn't work. But it did work here, 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 here. It worked all the time. So here it worked all the time. Why? Range. Mean reversion. Brilliant. Why didn't it work there? Parabolic trend. Mean reversion, not good in parabolic trend. Strategy works fine if the market conditions suit the strategy. If the market conditions don't suit the strategy don't work. So somebody trades this for ages. They forget about all the money they made there. And then they take a trade on here, get creamed and lose 5-7% of their account. And they go, screw this, I'm not using this. It doesn't work. No, it does. But this one didn't. It's just normal. That's trading. Your conditions are going to change. Your strategy is not. If you then, and this is system hopping. This is the problem with everybody in retail trading. There's nothing wrong with every strategy works. Every strategy works. If it didn't, it wouldn't be a strategy. Yeah. So somebody has come up with a set of rules and gone and applied it to a chart on a time frame, on an instrument, and said, every time I do this, it makes money. So everyone goes, that's a good strategy. The market conditions change from where they tested it. We covered all this week in the member stream. Sorry, last week in the member streams, robustness testing. The conditions change and the strategy doesn't work. So they throw it away and find one that works here. But they don't re-employ that one when the market conditions are suitable for it again. Yeah, that's trading. You can't do anything about it, which is why you have to test a strategy over a long period of time, prove it's robust, see where the pitfalls are, accept the pitfalls, and when you're in the pitfalls, go, this is a pitfall, it's going to recover because it's always done that. And keep trading it. Yeah, this year's been crap. I'm less than 50k up this year, less than half of what I normally do. Am I throwing position trading away? No, because it's just not been the right conditions this year. I've still made profit, I've still made money, but I'm not throwing my entire livelihood away because I've had one period of time in trading where it's just not quite as good as it was. But this instrument, whatever this instrument is, will have periods like this, which we're going through now, and it will have periods like this. But look, and this is where I get this 80-20. Everyone says, have you got proof that the market spends 80% of its time mean reversion and 20% of its time trending? I haven't, but look at the chart. It's roughly, most of the time, 80%-ish, doing something that goes up and down because it hasn't got a reason to go parabolic. And that's where it works. So what my strategy does, position trading, is it goes, if this is going to be what the conditions we like, just get out. If it's not going to be the conditions we like, we know what's coming, so wait to get out. That's all I'm doing. Position trading is either a scalping strategy, i.e. you get in and you get out, or you get in and get out, or it is a swing strategy. It adapts to market conditions. This is why position trading is so good, in my opinion, because it doesn't matter what the market does. The strategy adapts to market condition. We get in, we get out. We get in, we get squeezed, we get out. But we don't lose because the market condition changes. We've eliminated the loss aspect. Yeah. And some instruments it works on better than others. You know, US dollar yen's a prime example of what I'm talking about, because I traded the US dollar yen for the last 5 years and made an absolute killing. This year it's killed me. Yeah. Has my strategy changed? No. Has the market regime on the US dollar yen changed? Massively. So is the yen not a good thing to position trade with? In general, no. If you look historically, I have made money out of it, but nowhere as much as the rest. So do you remove it from your portfolio or not? I don't know. Up to you, isn't it? Personal choice. But that's why strategies fail. You shouldn't expect that train to run forever. No, you can't. Trains don't run forever. They run out of petrol, unless they're electric. But then they run out of electric if you don't put petrol in the electric station. Looking forward to the member stream. Sign up, peeps. It's already paid for itself in just a few days. Good advert, Harold. Thank you. Yeah, so if you want to join the member streams, it starts at 9 o'clock. There's a join button somewhere on the page. Mumo, morning. I don't just depend on RSI. I do take structure and fundamentals into account. I'm not an ICT SMC robot trader. Yeah. This is, you know, there's nothing that works all the time, is there? You know, I come in here and say market structure looks like. But that's what market structure looks like now. What market structure is going to look like in the next week, we don't know yet, do we? So all you've got as a trader is it's either going to do that or that. This is why position trading works, because if it does that, I win. If it does that, I scale in and I win. On very rare occasions, it will just go so far that I just have to go, screw this, I've got to take some loss. But those are 5% of my trades. Most of the time, you know. So it's just, it's what trading is all about, getting in and out the market. It's not about getting it right. And this is where everyone gets it wrong, because they try and get it right all the time. Yeah, so euros, euro at the moment, very bearish. Had a short there, out. Again, there you go, perfect example. Get in, get out. Yeah, I've got another one there. If it went like that, I would get in, out, because I don't know what it's going to do. But yeah, nice quick exit on that one after a couple of days. This first one here, obviously, got an exit on it today. Leaving it in, when it gets up to there, I'll add that one back on again and I'll take the money again. But as you can see, we've had one real day of movement this week, and it happened to be when we had no news. The news this week, remember I said at the beginning of this week, we've got no news, we've got no news, we've got the New Zealand dollar rate and no news, and the news really kicks off on Thursday. What happened this week? We had all the movement Monday, Tuesday when there wasn't news, and now we've had news all week, nothing's happened. Bizarre. It's just a weird back to front week this week, but as you can see, bull weeks across the board on a lot of stuff at the minute, but no real massive movement. Euro CAD, pretty good movement. Nothing really exciting signal wise. Last long was down there, out. Again, it's continued to move back up into propulsion. Could well come up and test these areas. ADR today, we've got Canadian dollar news. If it's negative, we'll be up here. Good looking short. Euro Swiss, very sideways. Sideways. Euro pound. Euro New Zealand. Got out of that short. Glad I did. I would be back at break even today on it, but I got out of that just in case the New Zealand news went against, and it did. But you had a short on that one this week up here. So that was my entry short. Bearish divergence. So you had another opportunity to get into it there. So this trade, if I had have held this trade this week, it would have worked out beautifully, because That was my first entry, which I decided to break even on the news. Second entry would have been 3/4 of an ADR away, which would have been somewhere up in that propulsion, in that reversal alert. So average would have been there, and exit would have been today. So it would have been a profitable trade if I'd held it, but I didn't. Euro US, not doing a lot, is it? Pound, again, no signals on this on the 4 hour this week, but we have had that push up and just sitting around for the rest of the week. So it's all front end loaded this week on everything. But as you can see, there's just a lot of sideways at the moment in the market. Nice moves on the pound New Zealand. Again, this was all to do with the New Zealand dollar news, and they've undone that as expected. The market got what it wanted. So this was a knee-jerk reaction. Again, you see I shorted it there, out. So that was an RSI extension on the 4 hour. So I got out of that. And obviously it's pushed down further into propulsion. Now we're looking at this area as potentially being the next leg up. Pound US, dead. Same as Euro US. These two just flatline this week. New Zealand obviously got out of that New Zealand CAD today, so that was a 3 entry exit in propulsion. So that's where we started. That's where we are. Not gone anywhere. Just a little push down. New Zealand Swiss push down, obviously beginning of the week, and then sideways for the rest of it. That's a good support there. Lovely support, look. So that propulsion move, add. Although we are in a descending wedge, which usually would break short. So you have had the reverse alert and the retest, but unless this comes back up and retests that high, you may well break down. If you break down, you're coming to ADR to test last month's low. But flatlined RSI, there's no strength in either direction. So this is kind of one of those trades I was saying about yesterday in the members stream. Yeah, where not to trade from. Not a great entry, is it? New Zealand US, nice. I'm long on this one at the moment. I'm waiting for a pullback on this parabolic leg. You can see where I'm targeting. So yeah, big move down after a massive week down. So we're on 2 down weeks at the moment on New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So looking for a correction on that to come in over the next week. Whoops. Yeah. So just looking for some kind of correction on that weekly movement. And the US dollar pairs. So US dollar CAD obviously is the parabolic one. That's looking good this morning, look. So there's your reversal alert from yesterday. It's retesting now. So we've got an indecision candle just gone in on the hourly. So we're sitting inside bar. So looking for a breakdown today. To start, we need that negative news, or at least some positive news on the CAD, one or the other. If we get one neutral and one positive, that will come down. If we get that negative and that neutral, it'll come down. We just need one of these news events really to come out in the direction of the US, and I think it might kickstart a move today, but we'll see. And US dollar Swiss, we're back at basically where we started the week. There we go. So that's it, already done this week. Danny, my trade manager dash isn't showing my weekly or monthly profits, but my all-time is updating. No, never heard of that. Make sure you've got history. So just basically go into your account history and go to make sure you've got all history selected, or the last 3 months or something. You may not have enough data in your history, because basically all this does is this just reads that. Yeah. So whatever's in there will get read by that. Also change time frame every now and for some reason every now and again, and I've never worked out why these dates reset. It's like there's a disconnect. It's probably an MT4 thing. There's a disconnect between this and that. It's very rare it happens, but if you switch time frames, it fixes itself. So maybe switch time frames. Also make sure, and this is the one thing that people do get wrong with the dash, make sure it's on an instrument that's ticking, because the indicator updates every tick. If you put it onto some weird instrument that doesn't tick, it can't update. But other than that, there's no other reason I can't think of. I can't think of anything. The old in and out need more milk, Franco. No comment. Morning, Neo. I have to say out loud, I was feeling like I lost a friend. Glad you're still helping us peanuts. Peanuts? Peasants. Peasants. Nobody's peasants. Yes, try that, Danny. Okay, so that's it for today. Let's have a look, see what's going on with the DAX. The DAX is hedged. This week has just been hedge week. This market this week, you know, these charts tell the story at the moment of what these markets are like. They are totally stuck. I think there's a possibility all this is because of what's going on with Israel at the moment. Nobody's putting money into stocks. It's the riskiest asset out there. You don't trade risky assets in times of war. Simple as that. But no one's pulling out either. So if that does kick off in the Middle East, but yeah, it's just a choppy week this week. So DAX targets today. We've got PPI this afternoon. Chart. Just going to leave that on at 5R. So downside is just within ADR. We've got this propulsion move that we've already tested once. We've got this support area here. Looks like a good downside target. Yesterday's lows on the cards, but that's far too close. Yesterday's high and the previous day's high is here. Then we got a resistance at 5R. I'm just going to leave it at 5R and see if we can get an ADR run today. We have had an ADR run. We got an ADR run on Wednesday on the news, but market's finding it hard to rally anywhere at the minute, which is why we're getting all this choppy rubbish. But I will watch price action here. If it gets there while we're in the member stream, we might make a decision on it. Right, that's it. So if you want to join the member stream, that starts in 5 minutes. And we will be, it's basically today just a Q&A session open, and we'll be doing some live scalping. If it moves, but we'll do some price action reading, testing, practice. Morning, Bill. No, cheers, Bill. Good luck all. Have faith. Trust your skill and brain. Yep. Always a good thing to do. So back on Monday. Next week's members streams. I'm still formulating what to do. I'm going to probably do a mixed session next week, but it's I've got lots of educational stuff, and somebody wanted to do a session on brokers as well. But want to do some more strategy development stuff next week, ideally as well, and get some strategies tested and moving, basically. So, all right. So have a good day. Have a good weekend, everybody. If I don't see you in the member stream, and we'll come back Monday and see where everything's gone. And hopefully, fingers crossed, today we get some US dollar weakness. If we get some US dollar strength, just got to hold on tight. All right. So have a good one. I will see you next time.